Hey again, welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew, aka Booty Sweat, and today we're going to be going over some custom variations for competitive play for Erron Black. So if you are interested in how you might be able to put together some custom variations to get started with competitive play with Erron Black, then stick around. Without further ado, let's get into the first variation. Okay, for our first variation, we have a couple of things going on. We have the Outworld Gunslinger equipped. So what this does is this actually gives us an additional low poke normal. So you'll notice here my down 3 doesn't quite reach, but down forward 3 will. So I have her set to block, but either way you see, it basically gives you a much longer range poke. And this poke is actually like plus, let's just see. So this poke is plus 12 on hit, so it gives you a nice little chunk of hit advantage, and then you can use that to go into all kinds of different stuff as well. So just kind of keep that in mind. You don't necessarily want to do that because you end up whiffing, but it lets you go into a couple of different things, and so that's an interesting one to have. But there's a lot more that comes with this as well. There are other strings that you can use from like full screen, and you'll see Erron Black will shoot his gun in these strings, and it kind of gives you a way to just mess with your opponent from long range. These are mids, so they do have to block them or jump over them. They can't duck them. So these are full screen, very fast projectiles. Not to mention, you just have to admit how swaggy this looks. I mean, that's pretty sick, right? So the other ability that we have on this loadout is the Advanced Locked and Loaded, or Enhanced Locked and Loaded, rather. Locked and Loaded is this move where Erron Black pulls out his rifle and starts advancing at the opponent. You can then use it to shoot, you can shoot your entire string of bullets at them. You see in the bottom left that you have 8 bullets that you can shoot before having to reload. So once you shoot all of them, then you've got to reload by holding circle, or 4 rather. With this, you can also do a prone shot. So it's like a laying down shot. Allows you to do that. It allows you to do some other stuff as well. Like you can end it early just by, normally you hit L2 to cancel it, or stance change in other words, but you can also end it after using an attack by holding up, and that can let you get some extra stuff. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with it, so just take a look at that. It's a pretty long list of things you can do with this. It gives it a lot more utility, and so, you know, you just want to try to check it out. And of course you get this sweet crushing blow with it as well, and you can go into all kinds of combos with it. And finally, what we have on this variation is the Downward Peacemaker. So it's down back 2, and you get this little kind of down move where he pulls his guns out and shoots at their feet. It's a low hitting move, and it's also pretty safe on block. So it gives you some safety in regards to block strings and things like that. It is technically like minus 14 on hit, I think, so it's not 100% safe, but it leaves you at a good enough distance because it has decent pushback, and you see Erron Black steps back like that. So really, even though it is technically unsafe on block, it's really hard to punish for a lot of characters. So a pretty nice little move to be able to give him some safety and even be able to mix them up a little bit. Erron Black does have some good overheads in his strings, you know, so he's got some pretty good overhead strings, so it's good to be able to throw in a low every once in a while to throw your opponent off. Alright, so what we have for variation 2, before we get into it, again, just reminding you to like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content, if it's helping you out. Anyway, getting into variation 2, we have kept the Outworld Gunslinger, so we still have the little ankle biter poke, we still have, you know, these other strings that we had, these long range strings and everything else. This really swaggy one that I love for some reason. We have all of that stuff still, but this time we have actually added a new combo ender, and that is the Acid Pore. And normally it looks like that, but if you amplify it, Erron Black will pour a little bit of acid on their head, and hit him with the bottle. And so this is a really, really nice combo ender. It does a decent amount of damage, so you can throw it in at the end of a combo, spend some bar, and get some good damage. So it's really good for that. In addition, we have added another ability. So this ability is known as Scud Shot, and basically what it does is when the opponent throws out a projectile, Erron Black will parry it by shooting it, and he'll destroy the projectile. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so now I have Devora throwing out her little projectile where she makes the bug fly across the screen, right? So if I hold down this Scud Shot, when she does that, I'll shoot it. As it gets close to me, Erron Black will just shoot it out of the air, which is pretty sick. And then of course, if you manage to parry it, and then you amplify, you get a full screen punish for it. So this is a pretty cool move. A lot of people love this move, and personally I do too. It's a really nice anti-zoning option for Erron Black. He can just kind of throw this out and really make your opponent question if they want to throw out projectiles against you. So really cool stuff. Of course, you can always duck stuff, but then you couldn't get a full screen punish if you did that. So anyway, pretty cool stuff. And yeah, let's move on to variation number 3. Okay, for variation 3, I just kind of want to mention that Erron Black has a lot of really strong, really good options in this game. Overall, he's just a really well-designed character with a lot of tools. So you're not really going to just get a one best variation out of Erron Black. You can kind of mix and match to whatever your heart is, whatever your heart's content. So you know, he's got so many good options that really for this third variation, I just kind of took the other two I already made and put them together. So we don't have anything that you haven't seen yet. We have the enhanced locked and loaded, so we can do all this stuff with locked and loaded again. And we have the the downward peacemaker again for safety. And then we have Scud Shot. So this is an interesting combination of things because you can stay safe with this move when you're applying pressure. You can apply pretty good pressure with this because you have all these different options to do with it. You know, you can put it away afterwards and get kind of different options. You have this great poking game with this. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have an Outworld Gunslinger on this. I was about to say with the extra strength, we don't have that. So, but then you have the long range game with Scud Shot. And, you know, of course you have Erron Black's other projectiles that he has. So he does have some long-range games still. And so, you know, you've got a couple of different options here. And then you can counter zone with your own. So really cool stuff. Erron Black is kind of one of those, like I said, just try some different combinations with him. If he looks like a cool character to you, it's because he is, and he's really good. So, you know, you can get in there and you can really experiment and mess around. I kind of made this third variation just to tell you that, basically. You know, get in there and experiment around with this character because he has a lot of really good stuff that he can do. And you're not going to be able to just have one definitive best variation with him, in my opinion, because he just has so many good options. Unlike a character like Raiden, who is so limited in his options that his previous tournament variations were already his best variations. You couldn't even make much better with his custom stuff. Well, Erron Black's not really like that. You can mix and match stuff and make all kinds of cool combinations with him. So get in there, experience it, experiment with it, and have some fun. Alright, so that's going to do it for Erron Black. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good one, and be blessed.